Hello friends, Angie here. I thought I would pop in with a quick little message. My cat just went roaring by in the snow from the snowbanks and she's putting it into high gear. Okay, so let's have a little chat, shall we? One of the things that I spent many years studying is Ayurveda. Some of you may have heard of Ayurveda before. It's the sister science to yoga. And it's sort of like Chinese medicine in a way, where they believe in the using of natural methods to create balance and harmony in our body systems and to live harmoniously with nature and the natural cycles of the seasons and the day. And so one of the tips that I will share with you in the Deep Sleep Reset, and let me just say that we are just putting the finishing touches on it, and it will be ready to have early bird registration soon. The reason it's not ready is because we're using the feedback that you guys have been giving us about what your sleep issues are to help tailor and personalize the training to fit those who are showing interest. And so it's a work in progress, and it's a co-created entity. It's super fun. I can't wait to share it with you guys. So the registration for early bird pricing will be available shortly. Stay tuned, maybe in my next email next week. And so in regards to Ayurveda, one of the techniques that are used for sleep, there's a couple. There she goes, stampeding on the top deck. There's a couple. One of them I'm going to share with you now so that you can experiment and try it. And I want to say that this isn't always going to be like my suggestions aren't going to be like super popular with a lot of people. And that's kind of like how life is, right? Like sometimes doing hard things is what works, and our avoidance of hard things keeps us from getting the results that we want. The good news is it's not really that hard. It might be really hard for some people, but according to Ayurveda, the day is divided into 3 periods naturally. So the periods are from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., from 2 p.m. till 6 p.m., from 6 p.m. till 6 p.m. till 10 p.m., and then again 10 p.m. till 2 a.m., 2 a.m. till 6 a.m., and 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So there's 4-hour periods, and every 4 hours, I guess I could call it energy, they call it a dosha, changes. And so there's 3 doshas, or dispositions, or energies, and some of them are calming. It's the time that you want to go to sleep. You want to go to sleep in the calming period so that you're not fighting against the active period, the fiery period. So the period from 10 p.m. till 2 a.m. is called the Pitta period. The 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. is the Kapha period. Now, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. is the energy gets very like quiet, sloth-like, low, heavy. It's the perfect place to fall asleep, right? We're in the rhythm of the day, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Now, the problem is most of us don't go to bed before 10 p.m. You might, in which case you're tapping into this natural cycle, which is amazing. If you stay awake past 10 p.m. or start winding down after 10 p.m., the further into that next cycle you get, which is the Pitta cycle, the harder it can be to fall asleep, because that's a very fiery cycle. It's a cycle of activity. And if you're asleep before that, you can tap into sort of the digesting that happens while you're sleeping, not just physical digestion in the body, but mental digestion of the events that have happened during the day. So my suggestion to you is to try to get in bed before 10. Get in bed at 9 if you can, and give yourself lots of time to settle in. And I know that's not going to be a popular idea with a lot of you, but if we don't try, nothing ventured, nothing gained. That's what this is, right? If we don't try different things, if we're not willing to try some things to make changes, we can't expect a different result. And so I invite you to treat this like an experiment and try it on for size, and give it a few days. It doesn't matter if you go to bed at 9 and lay there thinking, this is ridiculous, it's too early to go to sleep, blah, blah, blah. Read a book, do some breath work that I've given you in the past, and just try it out. I guarantee you that it's going to be one of the missing pieces, or one of the helpful pieces that will help you to get your sleep back. The other part, that's all I have to say about that with sleep. But the other part of my message, according with Ayurveda in mind, is a message for those of us in perimenopause or menopause. Excuse me. So this 3 dosha perspective applies to periods of our life as well. So the period when we're young is kapha. It's the sort of, I don't know what the word would be. They call it unctuousness, where we're very plump and juicy and young. And then we have the middle age period, which is pitta. It was very active and fiery. That's when we're raising kids and having jobs and getting everything done. And then the later period of our life in our retirement years, and for women, perimenopause and up, is what's called the vata period. And the vata period is it's characterized by airiness, lightness, movement. And this is, according to Ayurveda, one of the reasons why it's harder to sleep when we're older. We're more ethereal in a sense. We are actually in the transition towards crossing over to the other side. And so we're less dense, where our connection to the physical world is less tangible and less heavy. And so that lightness sometimes makes us sleep lighter, makes it difficult to fall asleep. And it's literally because that period of our life is designed to be used more for spiritual pursuits, right? To spend more time in meditation. You might need less sleep, or you might take a nap in the afternoon, but you might need less sleep because you're doing other things. You're meditating, you're doing yoga, you are reading scriptures, you're possibly, and this is what's recommended, that when we go into this stage of life, that we create time to do those things and pursue those things, because that's what that period of life is for evolving ourselves spiritually. So we may not have work to be bothered with anymore, or raising children anymore. Those sort of worldly pursuits are not as intense. And it's natural to want to spend more time in introspection and reflection. And that's what that's for. So this is part of the natural flow of life. This is part of, having that lightness, and maybe not getting such a deep sleep is part of that cycle of life. So if we don't fight it and try to recreate what we had in our 20s, 30s, and maybe 40s, and we accept that this is a new era, a more fine era, a more, what's the word? Refined era, then, we can kind of embrace it and celebrate it. And especially as women, we're moving into this era of wisdom, this cronehood, this matriarchal, hopefully, maturing to a place of having a lot of wisdom. And so this is a whole journey that we're on, and this is part of it. So I think the expectation sometimes for us to sleep a certain way during this period of our life is unreasonable, and it's not necessary. We can accept ourselves how we are and where we're at and embrace that. And if you can take a nap in the day, great. If you can do some yoga nidra in the day, like I sent you, great. Okay, this has become a very long message, and I didn't intend for it to be this long, but there's so much I want to share with you inside all of these years of study and practice that I've put into my expertise of sleep and yoga and all of those things in between. So I'm excited to share that with you. I hope you're going to join us on this journey. Have a beautiful day, and we'll talk to you guys soon.